So, hyoid release. In this case, I always prefer to have two hands on the patient. It's fine. I always prefer to have two hands on the patient. But in this case, this hand going underneath his neck is not doing anything. As long as I'm touching him in a safe place, I'm not going to raise any alarm bells that I'm in an area that's going to upset him. People prefer more touch than less touch. I'm going to come around just underneath the angle of his ramus. Underneath the angle of his ramus, and then slightly cephalad. That's where the hyoid is. Hyoid is a free-floating bone. It's a site of attachment for muscles going around through shoulder, chest, mastoid process, and styloid process. So it's a site of attachment. So I'm going to come under both in the lightest pressure. You are not squeezing it. You're not going to touch his throat. If you touch his throat, that's going to give a lot of people emotional alarm bells. So very gently here, lightest pressure, and then it's a rotation, a pure rotation, about a longitudinal axis. So I'm either rotating one way or another. I'm going to choose to do indirect, which means I'm going to rotate it whichever way is easier. Rotate it very slightly, hold it until I feel release. Why am I doing indirect? I think he would tolerate either one of them, but all things being equal, indirect is going to be emotionally easier. No, I'm looking at a healthy, strong guy on the table. Why do I need to be indirect? You don't know who he is. You don't know what he's been through. You don't know what his work life is, his family life, or anything. So that's a bad mistake, making assumptions of people of how you can treat them. You have to remember, this is part of your relationship with him. That's going to define a lot of how your therapy goes. How much they're going to trust you for other things you're going to do that may be a lot more invasive. Intraoral, lifting livers and stuff. I get a very quick, easy release. If you want to stay there longer, get more release, you have to realize that has to come out of your whole treatment time. How much do I want to spend doing this one piece? Okay? There's no set formula. I was given formulas. Do this, do that, spend this amount of time, spend that. It's not practical in real life. Okay? It's practical if you have no idea what to do. Once you're comfortable feeling release, I feel release, I decide. It's enough release, I'll move on to something else. I can always come back to it on another session. I can come back to it later in this session. Do hyoid, do hyoid release, do angle of Lewis release, and then see how that affects the neighborhood.